Good evening, Dan Fitzpatrick here, stockmarketmentor.com, and I want to talk about Lattice Semiconductor. Now, this thing's had a heck of a fall over the last couple weeks, about 15%. Not as much as a lot of them, but this has been a pretty steep fall. But here's the thing: every time this hits the 50-day moving average, that's where the bottom is. It ultimately rebounds. Did it here? I mean, to the day. Here, it a rebound, took a while here and here, but ultimately the trend asserted itself. Now, the steeper the 50-day moving average is, the one that's being, rebounded off of every time, the steeper this thing goes, okay, it gets further and further away from the 200-day moving average, right? So it's extending. The stock's extending higher and higher and higher. So the more this moving average diverges, the riskier it gets. The less, I can't think of the right word, any rebound that starts occurring when the 50-day moving average is this steep is going to be muted. You're not going to see this kind of thing. I mean, we have so far, but what I'm saying is as the 50-day moving average steepens, the likelihood of this kind of move is lower and lower and lower. And even if you stick, if you stick in this time frame here, this was drifting sideways. All of this here was essentially kind of sideways drift. Okay, this is a little different now because this was actually a fairly steep, a little bit steeper pullback than we've seen in prior ones. I could go on and on analyzing this chart, but it's not going to make you any money, and it's a waste of my time. So I'll just get right to the point. I think this stock, it's got heavier than average volume today. I think this is set up for a rebound. So this is how I would trade it. I'd look at the 50-day moving average. I'd look at the intraday low of 72.50, and I'd go, okay, I'm going to put my stop, a really pretty tight one, just underneath that 72.50, maybe 72. I don't know. But that's how I'm going to trade this, and then I'll look for this kind of move. If it gets back up into the mid-80s, I'll be pretty happy with that, and I'll sell. Because in this kind of market, this idea of holding stocks for a longer period of time and bigger moves, some of them certainly lend themselves well to that, but a lot of them don't. You can make money on them, but they're quicker trades, and the profit, the percent profit, is less. So less than you usually take. So the real idea is you got to really, really be merciless with your stops. Don't take a lot of risk on a stock, and then when it is paying you off, be quicker to take profits than you normally would. Okay, so anyway, that is how that's how I would trade Lattice Semiconductor. Also, by the way, just thought I'd give you the heads up, I'm going to be on IBD Live on Wednesday morning on the 15th. I watch that show. I don't watch it every day, but I do watch it pretty regularly, and I'll tell you two things about it. First of all, it's really good. You're going to learn a lot if you're watching it. Second of all, it's really long. And what I'm talking about is, as somebody who's watching the whole thing, it goes on for well over an hour. As somebody who's going to have his picture or his face on the camera talking about stuff, that's kind of an ordeal. Just letting you know. But I would like you to check it out. It's going to be fun. You'll get to see me if I make it through that long segment, and if I sound as smart as I'd like to sound, or if I sound as dumb as you think I am. But one way or another, I'd like you to check that out. I'm pretty sure you have to have a subscription to IBD for it. I will just say it's worth it. All right. I'll see you later.